Good morning and welcome to the Porch broadcast. Well, we're going to do a porch talk this morning. Of course, we're not in the or on the porch this morning because it's just kind of cold outside, so we're in the studio here. But we're going to do a porch talk nonetheless. It was yesterday, I guess. I was working out in the shop, working on a project, a Jeep project that I'm doing, and there was so many different processes that had to be done in order to get this Jeep ready to paint. And I found myself getting scattered out. And usually I'm pretty organized. I start something and I finish that before I start something else. But now working on something like this Jeep project, that's not always possible. And let me tell you why that is. There are times that you put on wet material and you have to let it dry for sometimes a half hour or so, and sometimes even 24 hours, depending on what stage you're in. But this one had so many different processes going on, and nearly all of them had to do with wet material. And I'd put wet material on one and go ahead and start working on something else because I couldn't do anything until that other material dried. Well, long and short, next thing I knew, I had 4 or 5 of those things going on at a time. And then as time went on, the thing just began to drift into chaos. And that can happen. That's just a part of the job. But you can't leave it that way. Now, I'm going to talk about this using terminology chasing ghosts. And what happens, you get so many things going on in your mind, you can't keep them all organized. And you look up and you're like, okay, where do I need to go next? What do I need to do? And then next thing you know, you get 2 or 3 more things started. Or you go back and start something over that you let dry, and then you go 2 or 3 more things. Just gets scattered out to where it gets frustrating. And basically, what you're doing, it's kind of like you are dealing with ghosts because you can't always get them organized in your mind and see them, so they're kind of transparent like a ghost, and you're trying to get it organized to figure out where all of it's coming from. Well, it's a mental thing more than anything else. And then you begin to get mentally frustrated. And when that happens, as anybody understands and knows, that once you get mentally frustrated, your day begins to fall apart. Now, I've been doing this for a lot of years, and I've done projects into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and some even bigger than that. And so I'm well acquainted with having 1,000 things going on at one time. There's one time I had a lot of people working with me and had them working on different projects, and then there'd be sub projects. And long and short of it is, you just have so many things going on that it really tests you to keep them organized. Not only that, what all you had going on, because it was so much, things were changing almost by the minute. And so next thing you know, it gets scattered out, and it's like uh, trying to fight ghosts. And you can't see them, but you find yourself kind of swinging. And this is just symbolically, but you find yourself swinging in the air at something you can't see. And the person may say, well, what do you do if that happens? Well, here's the thing. It is going to happen if you're working on projects that are multi-level. That's just a part of the landscape. But here's the thing. There is an answer for it. Sometimes you just have to stop what you're doing. Now, yesterday I did that. I just got so scattered out. My tools got scattered out. I began to get frustrated. And I just came in the studio here, and I got me a Diet Sprite and just sat down. And I actually did a video while I was sitting here. But I sat down and I said, okay, Paul, make a list of what you got going on right now. This is one of the tools you use to fight the ghost and bring that under control. So I made a list. Now, listen to me, because this is something you're going to have to do many times throughout your life. Doesn't matter whether you're cleaning the house, mowing the yard, weed eating, all that. Doesn't matter whether you're working on your car, whatever it is, you need to make a list. Make a list of everything. Don't worry about where you put it on the list right now. Make a list of what all you got going on. Get it all on a piece of paper. Or in my case, I like putting it on a computer or my phone. Then after I get the list made, then I go back and I look at it and I ask, what's priority one here? And I'll put it in the priority one slot. What's priority two, three, four, five, so on and so forth. However many, if it's 50 things, it's 50. If it's three, it's three. But either way it goes, go ahead and prioritize what you're doing and then start with number one. Now, in my case, again, doing the kind of work I do, you may not be able to just get on number one and stay on it because of drying time on material, and that'll happen in this business. But don't get four or five things down. I'll go to another thing and work on it until that material dries, and then I'll come back and do what I need to do on that, and then go to priority number two, three, four, five, so on and so forth. Now, this helps to keep your mind clear, keep you from getting frustrated. And you may say, well, if I just do that all the way through, will it all be all right? It will be, but as it is in life, things just tend to drift out of control. If you understand that, then you understand the need to bring it back into your control. And if it's in your control, you will do better, you will be more efficient, and you will feel better mentally. And big part of this thing is mental, guys. So anyway, what I'm going to say to you is this. Number one, recognize when things have gotten out of control and you're swatting at ghosts. Number two is make a list of what you need to get done. Number three, prioritize that list. Number four, go to work, and you will be successful. And number five, remember this, after a while, it's going to spin out of control again. That's just the nature of the beast. When it spins out of control, go back to number one and start again. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. I hope I've said something that helped you and will help your life to be better and help your projects to be better. Now, if you get anything out of these videos, I'd like to ask you to do this for us. Hit subscribe, like, comment, hit that bell icon if you don't mind. If you'll do that, that'll help our algorithm on this video, and we'll get more viewers, and we need those to be able to stay on the air. All right, guys, we here at the Porch love you. May God bless. Have a good day.